tampon shelf.
Oh, yeah. The tampon shelf.
Talk about the tampon shelf.
We could talk about the tampon shelf.
I didn't witness the tampon shelf, but you explain what the tampon shelf is.
So, we were out at a bar. And not a pub. And it was... Normally we go to this bar for goth night. And this was during not goth night. This was during, what was it? Madonna...
Yeah, it was like an 80s night.
It was like 80s Madonna / Michael Jackson, except they kept playing Spice Girls.
Yeah.
We which I'm not mad about, I mean...
Yeah, but we
Zigga zigga.
Yeah, we... What did you say? I'm gonna have to censor that. We were bored, and it was just like a real spur of the moment thing. It's like, hey, what's happening at this bar? And it's that. So, we went there. Anyway.
So... Goth night, the woman's bathroom is normally, like, pristine. It's really good. For Madonna Michael Jackson night...
All the thoughts came out.
And, people... I had to go to the bathroom, so I go in, and it looks normal, and then I go into the stall, and, like, the shelf, like... Because they have a little shelf on the side where you can put your beer or your drink so that you don't have to leave it. Or you can't see it. And it was just covered in tampons.
Clarification.
Used tampons.
Used
tampons. Multiple used tampons. Like, and the little trash can that you could put them in was right there. It was not full. It looked very empty from what I could tell.
Little tampon receptacle.
Yes. So yes, that is the story of the tampon shelf.
And I can't help but think that...
Somebody had to clean that up.
Yes. Hopefully with, like, 2 pairs of gloves. Because bloodborne pathogens are not to be fucked with. But, I wonder what maybe that shelf was there for that. Do you know that it was there for holding your drink?
It looked like it was there for holding
That's what your boyfriend's for.
What if you don't have a boyfriend? What if you don't trust your boyfriend? That's what your girlfriend
is for.
What if you didn't come with a girlfriend?
What if you're afraid that your girlfriend might give your boyfriend...
Roofies. And you have to take everyone's drink into the bathroom with you.
Nobody's allowed to drink while I'm in the bathroom is what I'm saying.
Right.
That has nothing to do with what we're... paper, please. Not papers, please. Just paper, please.
I thought this was about Papers, Please. I thought this might be a fan fiction of Papers, Please.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
In the Papers, Please extended video game universe.
Yeah.
This is by Skillfully. Their favorite creepypasta is Funny Mouth. I get the distinct feeling that this won't have a very Funny Mouth vibe from the title.
Probably not.
But the title certainly did interest me, so let's get into this one.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a moosed mustache ride.
Yes. The tampon shelf.
On the tampon shelf. I'm trying to do something with like toilet paper and tampons, but I can't find it. Anyway.
Oh, you wrap the tampon in the toilet paper.
Yes, please. Please. Toilet paper your tampons
before putting
them on the shelf. Have you ever witnessed something that has left you completely and utterly dumbfounded? The only action I can take is to get it off my chest, since I can't exactly report it officially. It just doesn't make any logical sense.
Late one night, it was last Wednesday, I was in my room trying to sleep and for some reason couldn't. I'm sure we've all been there before. You're completely and totally exhausted, but for some reason you literally cannot fall asleep. So there was nothing particularly strange going on at the time. I just couldn't nod off. That's when I decided to get some water from the kitchen.
Couldn't nod off. Maybe they didn't have internet access.
But you don't just lay awake in bed all night, just regretting things you did in 3rd grade?
I don't. I kind of regretted things that I did in middle school while in high school.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty well over giving a shit about... I don't...
You don't suddenly...
I know that feeling, but I don't get it very much anymore. No, last night I played Overwatch. And then I went to work with 2 hours of sleep.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, I'm tired. And they're like, why are you tired? And I'm like, I have no one to blame but myself.
I did this to me.
Yeah, it's literally the meme of Eric Andre shooting Hannibal, being like, Overwatch myself. It's like, why am I tired?
Right.
Okay. I headed from my bedroom down to the narrow hallway and headed into the kitchen in order to retrieve a drink. On the way there, it was decided that milk would be chosen over the mundane cup of water. I even found a bottle of chocolate syrup that I didn't know I had, hidden in the back of the fridge, and my inner child got to work concocting the sweet drink.
See, if you let your inner child dictate this drink, then you're going to have chocolate syrup with a little bit of milk.
Yes. Well, that's always the issue with chocolate syrup, and I love, I like my chocolate syrup, but I prefer it pre-mixed, and here's why. The fucking chocolate syrup is too goddamn heavy, and it takes like when you're a little kid with a spoon, you're not strong enough to
I wouldn't
mix up
know,
the...
because we always got the powdered Ovaltine.
Yeah.
We were too poor for
Yeah.
chocolate syrup.
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. I don't know why we never got it.
No, you weren't. No, I love how Hershey's chocolate has the red circle on its. It has the MatPat clickbait red circle on the bottle.
Does it?
Yes. Everybody go to Bing and Bing up an image of a chocolate syrup bottle, and you will see that it has a red clickbait circle on it. I'm not joking.
It?
Yes, it does.
Does it really?
While you do that, though, I have to comment on the story itself.
All right.
Actually do something. But the language here is a little too formal for the mundane actions. The actions seem mundane, but there's a little... Yeah, now you see it.
the outline around it, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's but there's a little bit of... The way that the stuff is phrased is a little flowery at points.
It is a little flowery.
On the way there, I decided that milk would be chosen over the mundane cup of water.
Yeah.
That's a little too wordy.
Yeah, why not just be I decided that milk would taste 10 times better, and also warm milk's supposed to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, it'd be satisfying. Something like that.
Yeah.
I think would be more believable. So I would say either make the actions less mundane or make the writing more mundane to match the actions. And I would say make the writing more mundane to match the actions, because it seems like that's the way the story is going to go, is it's going to try and be mundane and real.
Right.
Anyway. That's how it normally is if it's man, I can't tell anyone this. I, don't want to come forward with this information that I have. So.
Right.
Anyway.
It's your turn.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Once I closed the refrigerator door, I noticed that the light in my office was on. Well, not the light, but the glare coming from the computer monitor. Not a huge problem. I walked down the stairs towards my computer and simply turned it off. Then headed back up the stairs towards the kitchen to leave the room like I had done 1,000 times. By this point, the craving for that drink was at an all-time high.
There I was, a fully functioning adult, making a chocolate milk at 3 in the goddamn morning.
I need pudding. Why am I making pudding?
Yes, why are you making pudding at 3 in the morning?
I've lost
control of my life.
Did you know kids nowadays still know what Rugrats is?
Good.
I wouldn't have expected that. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What was the doctor's name in that? Shit lips?
Shit lips, yeah.
Yeah.
Lip shits.
Lip shits.
There was shit on lips at some point.
Yeah, it was just smeared everywhere. I even put in way too much syrup to the point where after I drank it, I immediately realized that the sugar rush was going to keep me up all night long and that sleep wasn't going to happen.
All night long, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk, all night long, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk. But it was so fucking delicious. See, this is the kind of language that I would expect to hear.
Right.
Like, there's a paragraph break and then it just has one line, but it was so fucking delicious. That's the kind of, like, childish human thing that makes it feel real.
Right.
Yeah, anyway.
After the drink, I placed the glass in the sink and rinsed the remaining residue out of the cup. At this point, I was already thinking about how much longer I was going to stay up. Maybe I could do a half day tomorrow? As I'm thinking this, I noticed that the fucking monitor light is on again. I simply shrugged and thought something was up with the machine. I'd have to have somebody look at it. For the second time, I opened the basement door and was greeted by a, "Hey, your printer is empty. Can I have some paper, please?"
Well, this is the very, realistic scenario of having your dildo keep turning on when you don't want it to.
Yeah, or like, you're at your aunt's house and like, her dildo just keeps turning on and going, "Bleh."
That sounds too real to be the thing you're fabricating, Chelsea. Okay, so the printer wants paper. I ran for it. I ran out of the fucking house in a blind panic. Wait.
Okay.
What? For the second time, I opened the basement and was greeted by a, "Hey, your printer." I ran for it? I ran out of the fucking house in a blind panic?
Somebody has to be in there.
Oh.
Somebody has to be in there. Somebody has to be in there.
Why are you saying that like Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa? Somebody has to be in there. Somebody has to be in there.
Because that's how I feel about that being said 3 times. And this being, yeah.
But it's said with exclamation points. It makes sense.
Somebody has to be in there!
Somebody has to be in there? Yeah, it's like somebody giving a bunch of different takes for a voice line. Right. Gotta have that dick. Gotta have that dick.
Gotta have that dick?
Gotta have that dick. I kept thinking this to myself as I continued to run barefoot in the densely forested area of my backyard. Eventually, my feet were beyond killing me, so I stomped and almost collapsed near a fallen tree. The air felt thick. Thick air. Thick chocolate milk. And it took me several minutes to catch my breath, for now it was apparent that I wasn't being chased. Once a few minutes had gone by, I had time to think about the situation.
Why would there be a man in my house using my printer at this hour? It was definitely a male's voice, a younger voice, and one with a completely calm demeanor. That's what freaked me out the most.
Wait, so this was actually spoken? Hey, your printer is empty. Can I have some paper, please?
Oh, okay.
So, okay, that was
We both missed that.
Yeah, so I thought
that was just like...
Yeah, I thought that was the computer had something that said... when it says, I opened the basement door and was greeted by a...
Hey, your printer is empty. Can I have some paper, please?
It seems like it's written on the computer.
Right, or like it's the printer going ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Feed me.
It's a literal thing. It should, just to clear up any confusion, it should be greeted by a voice saying.
Right.
Or a male voice saying, because now we're getting told that it's a male voice. Anyway.
Right. It was definitely a male's voice, a younger voice, and one with a completely calm demeanor. That's what freaked me out the most, honestly, aside from the fact that it came out of the pitch black darkness of my basement. With the exception of the monitor light, he would have to be in the dark. Would have to be in the dark.
Would have to be in the dark. Okay, there we go.
Would have to be in the dark, except it's shoved together.
Would have to
be in the dark.
Would have to be.
The computer's saying something... Wait, the computer's saying something itself, like you would hear with Siri or Alexa, seemed even more unlikely. Someone had to be in the house, but I couldn't justify why. Well, you know, finals roll around and students will just break into random houses.
I remember in college, this was a weird thing. Like, I had a paper I needed to write, and I had a friend who, there was like a commons area, and her laptop was there, and she wasn't there. And I just started writing the paper on her computer, and then, like, she walked in, and she looked at me, and I was immediately like, oh, this is an incredibly rude thing to do. What the fuck am I doing?
Really?
I was just like, yeah.
How'd she take it?
Oh, she was fucking furious. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know. And so, no, but she continued to be furious. And then she cheated on her boyfriend. So whatever. She's a bigger dirtbag than me.
Holy moly. I mean.
So fuck her.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, this is why I don't stay up late at night regretting shit like that, because then it's just like, oh yeah, but I haven't cheated on anyone, so I guess I'm not a scumbag.
That's true.
I may be an idiot, but I ain't no scumbag. This was all sounding completely ridiculous now, and it had now gone on for nearly 45 minutes. If anyone saw me like this, I would look like an asshole. Would you?
No, you would look like a crazy person.
Crazy person,
Crazy
but I wouldn't
person
say
and
asshole.
assholes, well, they can fall.
See, that lady whose laptop I used, crazy person and asshole.
Right.
But
like, asshole does not mean...
But me just asshole, and then crazy person, I can't think of a funny example of a crazy person.
Not all rectangles or squares?
Yes.
There we go.
Luckily, I did have my cell phone in my shorts pocket, but at almost 4 in the morning, I was a little hesitant to have the police involved over this. Sure, it was a possible home invasion, but as far as I knew, I may had imagined the whole thing, and in this scenario, it would be fucking bananas. So I called my brother instead. He was pissed, of course, but agreed to come by. That there is a question here of maybe whenever gender gets brought into this, and now we have the gender of the sibling, which is a brother. I wonder what the gender of our narrator is.
I'm going to say definitely not a girl. I'm going to say guy.
Do you say that because of the tenor of the way it's been written?
I'm saying that because of the actions. Like, okay, so... I know a girl recently who somebody had tried to break into her house. I guess maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Mm.
Her reaction was to grab a kitchen knife and lock herself in her bedroom.
Mm.
Women have a completely different reaction, I think, to this kind of stuff.
So that's
kinda, and that's why I'm thinking
know,
guy. Because I feel like guys would run out of the house and be smart, and women... I mean, grabbing a weapon's, great and all, but,
get a weapon, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It does depend, too, if there are other people around.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I guess that's kind of up in the air. Yeah, I probably wouldn't leave. I'd probably just grab a weapon if someone tried to break into the house.
Yeah, what if somebody's already in the house?
If somebody's already in the house, I'd get a weapon and turn on lights and shoot blindly.
I would probably jump out of the window. Anyway.
But this, I don't know why you wouldn't call the police.
Yeah.
If they... our narrator could be an idiot, but I would totally just call the police. If you call the police and then it's a false alarm, it's a false alarm.
Right.
That's what the police are there for.
Yeah.
How many times have you called the police before where they're like, oh, it's the fucking... Jebediah Rosenblatt's house. He calls the police all the time. It's some bullshit.
What?
He cries wolf all the time.
Okay, gotcha.
I just picked a random name.
Okay.
Anyway.
I was also just thinking, I don't know. Every basement door I've ever encountered locks from, the hallway instead of from the basement. I don't know how common that is. The basement door locks from the outer hallway instead of from the basement. From the ones that I've encountered.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, maybe the houses I've been to are just all weird. But, if somebody's in your basement, and wouldn't you lock the door? Or, like, shove a chair against the door?
Basement could also just mean the kind of, like, it could just mean downstairs area.
Yeah, that's true.
It does kind of depend.
Anyway.
Because, like, if you have a place for storage that is the lower floor, then sometimes that's a basement.
Right.
And that's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is the part where I can't really say much else without speculating. When we looked at the computer downstairs, a single Word document was open, and in large 72 font letters, the words "paper please" was typed in the document. It was saved under the same name. We found nothing else, no evidence that anyone unsavory was ever here. Also nothing noteworthy nor significantly valuable was taken from the house. If someone was there, they could have left while I ran for the hills, but why would anybody be there at all unless it was to fuck with me? Even though I had ran through the back, the front was left unlocked. I have no idea who I should call or who I can even talk to. At this point, I might just get a new fucking monitor.
That's a cute last line, but I really don't know how to feel about not calling the police.
Yeah, I feel like in that situation you would definitely call the police, unless if you've had, like, really bad experiences with the police in your area, in which case, why wouldn't that be mentioned in the story?
Yeah, and so, yeah, that's the thing, is, like, swatting is, like, such a significant, like, police love good publicity.
Right.
Like, if there's someone breaking into your house, they want to be there to, like, shoot them and kill them and be like, look, I got the bad guy. I deaded the bad guy.
Mm.
You know? That's weird to me. But it could be possible that our narrator's an idiot. Kids, if someone's breaking into your house, call the police.
Right.
Just go for it. I mean, get your gun out first and shoot them without question, but then call the police.
Right.
Let's see what Abysme has to say. The only criticism I have of the story is the sentence structure can easily be cleaned up, and that it feels a bit short. You have a great thing going with the adult being scared of the dark angle. We all still are. And the ending feels rushed. I'd add a bit more before the protag runs out of the house to build suspense. How do you feel about that?
I mean, there are some sentences that could be cleaned up a little bit.
Overall, I feel like...
I don't really feel like it's adult being scared of the dark, though.
No.
It's more adult being scared of a random light that shouldn't be on in your house.
Well, it does kind of have, like, the whole, like, adult being jumpy thing. Living on their own, being jumpy. But... I wouldn't say... I would disagree with the whole protag running out of the house thing to build suspense. Like, it should be an all-at-once sort of thing. But I'm trying to think... Like, I think the ending should be expanded a little bit. Because all we get is that they... I mean, I'm trying to interpret what could possibly happen here. What was happening. Why there would be someone in the house doing that. And I think that having a little more arc to... theorize what was happening.
Right.
Because we're not given an answer, and I don't think we're supposed to be, but I think giving us a little bit more of an arc at the end would be better.
Right. I agree with that.
Urkelbod. I love the concept of this one. The friendly request that the machines are making is creepy and hilarious. It feels like execution could use some work, though. Like Abysme said, some of the sentence structure's a little odd. While reading this, I felt like I couldn't quite figure out the voice of the narrator. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Where the points there were almost overly verbose and descriptive, and other parts seemed to speak more normally. That's very true. It's kind of weird. I don't know that verbose is the word for it. It might even just be wordy.
Yeah.
Just a little wordy. It's not like Lovecraft, like you said. It's not even using, like, big thesaurus words or something.
Right, it's just kind of...
it feels flowery.
Flowery. I was going to say trying to hit a word count.
Maybe.
That's kind of how it feels at some points to me.
Yeah. I think this piece could be expanded and streamlined a bit without hurting the effectiveness of it being short. I'd agree with that. Though I do really appreciate the parallels of childish childishness of wanting sugary chocolate milk and the childishness of running out barefoot out of the house instead of calmly and logically thinking about a way to deal with the situation, the story does feel a bit uneven to me. Mostly in terms of how much time is spent on the setup and description of getting the drink compared to the narrator, how the narrator feels while trying to figure out what's going. So yeah, I agree with most of this. Yeah, and I think this could be stronger in terms of execution, but like I said, it's a really good concept. I do wonder what the machine wanted to print, though. Maybe it just wanted to let him know that there was no paper.
Maybe it was just the printer trying to...
I just like to print them.
I just like to print things.
But I think that overall the issue there is mostly around not having enough details at the end.
Right.
The unevenness is certainly a problem. I feel that the beginning of the first paragraph could almost be compressed into the second one and shortened.
Yeah.
Of like the witnessing has left them completely dumbfounded. That's kind of... You know how I would start this? Last Wednesday I went to get chocolate milk and something weird happened to me. Something
Last
along those
Wednesday
lines.
I went to get chocolate milk and now I wish
And now
I had
wish
it.
I had. Oh my god. No, so that's the thing though, is like a lot of the no-sleep stories do have good concepts like that, where it's like, I went to go get chocolate milk and now I wish I hadn't. Like, but then they put that in the title.
Right.
And it ruins the story.
Right.
And it's like, okay, now I know what the plot is.
Yeah, thanks.
So fuck, yeah. But this one, Papers, Please, I like that. That's a good title. I think that a lot of the story is spent around the chocolate milk. And a lot of chocolate. It's like in Bob's Burgers when they're watching the samurai films and they're like talking about the lanterns. It's like, there's a lot of lantern talk in this movie. Yeah, you get used to it. It's important.
Right.
So if that's the case, I think highlight that earlier.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of petty things that can make this story better. Like a lot of easy to fix things.
Right.
Any final thoughts?
Not particularly.
Anything you want to plug?
Not particularly.
I suppose you could go check out Skillfully's show, Scare Your Friends. I don't know if he's still doing that. I don't know. I think he might be on a hiatus doing shit with his life.
Maybe.
But anyway, an interesting story. Some significant flaws, but I think that there is a concept here that could be developed on.
Right.
Yep.
That went about how I thought it'd go.